Blimba chicken chow mein. So I should carry on with it. Cool, man. Okay. Blimba chicken chow mein. Came and a whole bunch of other AKAs. The Sobering Podcast, Season 6, Episode 3. Yeah. I'm not going to add a subline to that.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice, accurate.
Yeah.
Damn. I had to go to the writing room. Yo, it's Big Fred, aka Potchebeleza, taking off like straight. Yes, sir.
You see now. I like that one.
You know that excitement only helps if they have context of the take one.
Oh yeah, we had to take. We had to do a take.
So when you say you see now.
Oh yeah, we had to take.
Kiki's over fits. By the way, we've got a special guest in the building.
Yeah, and he's giving me the biggest smile. Huh?
Happy. He stays smiling.
Happiest dude.
Talking to the mic. Pause.
Yeah.
Why
are you pausing that?
Hey yo.
What are you pausing?
Got a super amazing guest. One of the greatest Instagram bios or resume, multi-hyphenated.
Heavily hyphenated.
Heavily forward/.
Yep.
Luani.
Jack of all trades.
ByLwansta. Huh? Rapper, graphic designer.
Don't forget the buy.
Servicer, mechanic. Huh?
Self-taught.
DIY
puppy. Yeah. DIY puppy.
I mean, the DIY lord. An establishment in his own right.
Established.
Spijonget author. Spijonget creator.
You know?
Photographer.
Are you a photographer?
I mean,
everything.
He took the picture for Spijonget, you know? Art director.
Oh, art director, yeah.
I mean,
I was promoted the other day.
A promoter?
No, I was promoted.
You were promoted?
Palette box user.
To creative director.
Come on. This is ByLwansta, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, ByLwansta on the show.
Yeah. Hey, yo.
What's a palette box? Hold up.
No, my bad.
Okay, cool.
Lonnie, how are you doing, bro?
I'm fantastic, man.
Second time around, alumni, also sobering alumni.
Yeah.
You know, first on the visuals.
You mad happy,
time.
bro?
I am, bro.
Yo, the smile is heavy.
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
Heavy as heaven.
Yeah.
Fresh off the third installment, right?
Yeah.
It's the third installment.
Part 3
of the Spijonget series.
Yeah.
Is it the final installment?
It's the final installment.
Oh,
The final installment. And I'd be remiss without saying this episode is brought to you by the good folks at TuneCore. Shout out to TuneCore. And as you know, or you may not know, if you didn't read
TCGS30.
Yeah, if you did not read the description on the tube, just know that we've got a promo code. If you guys signed up to TuneCore, you guys can get a discount. All you have to do is key in the promo code TCTS30. TCTS30, and you can get some percentages off your first uploads. Shout out to TuneCore. You know, we all independent here. Independent as fun. Come on.
As fun, yeah.
Yeah, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm feeling really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how's the reception of the project been?
Just as good, actually. Like, if not better. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's the final installment. So it's like the most refined version of all three of them. The most refined version of myself as well. Because, I mean, these are chapters, you know, this is like very autobiographical. So if there's growth in the music, just know, there's translating here. There's a connecting bit. You know what I'm saying? So, no, we're very much present. We're here with chapter 3, and, you know, there's that suit as well. You know, when they say dress for the job, that's your you know, so now that suit is just there, chilling there in my, you know, Spider-Man, now he puts his suit in a thing. Now when it's time to suit up and be established and to be ByLwansta, it's like, okay, to be chapter 3.
Just before we move on further, I mean, you made fixing a car look so... You made it so sensual.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yo, man.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Did you miss it?
No, I have a great relationship with my car, bro.
Yeah, when he talks
I was looking at you for the sensual, like that's not
the way that he captions it.
No, like I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, right.
But the way that he captions it, his car is definitely
it's Tando Sako.
Yeah.
And also your captions are
Ebony man.
Yeah.
You know?
Fingers into
Yeah, you see Ebony and he
Oil.
was checking out oil and stuff. It was very...
Yo, Google Ebony Man.
Yeah. Hectic.
Ebony magazine.
Google anything Ebony. You're not gonna like
No,
it.
Yeah,
there's
something
Ebony
else.
magazine.
Safe search off.
Yeah.
You
No,
Miss FW.
Incognito. Yeah.
Incognito. Oh my God.
yeah.
Just flip it.
That's it.
Just flip it.
Shift Apple N.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
yeah, you know the shortcut.
Well,
And then come Microsoft there.
I get into Microsoft. Upgrade and buffet.
This nigga, man.
Proudly brought
but
to you.
upgrade my bit. Yo, man. I play both worlds, man. I got the Dell and the Mac, man. It's real hard.
The only Dell is Adele.
Ooh. This nigga
Okay.
got bars and shit.
I love it though.
But
Rosie.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted to go?
You were talking about. You were asking
About
the
my car.
sensuality about the car fixing.
Mind your own business, man. What you mean?
Okay, cool.
No, I'm kidding. Let's go.
It's cool. I'm gonna find you.
No, you were speaking
cool,
about
yeah.
the growth of ByLwansta
Yeah.
throughout the Spijonget series. Can you take us through that? Like, what were the phases that you believe we should take away from every chapter?
Yeah. I mean, and it's so dope. I mean, the first time we spoke, it was around chapter 1 time.
Yeah.
I had just moved to Joburg.
Yeah.
But I was in Durban for a good 4 years, you know, doing my time, degree, graphic design, you know, college sweetheart things, you know, and that became the muse, like for a big part of that chapter of my life. You know, I was an angry rapper,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
were.
for a minute, you know, and then suddenly, that flipped, you know, and then the music itself just took that turn where I was like, okay, well, you know, let me reflect on the reality of, you know, my life and not because I couldn't pretend to be the angry rapper, you know, because people liked that. You know, I couldn't go back to that. It was going to be, you know, not authentic at all. So in that chapter, I definitely tapped into my softer side. I like to think, you know.
La, la.
Like, I mean, Stay Naked, bro, is for me personally, it's the most ByLwansta or the most Lwandile song in my catalog. I don't know. I always start my sets with that one. You know, if you want to, if someone's being introduced to my music for the first time, that's the song, especially live.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
because of how conversational it is and how, you know, quirky and just, you know. So, I mean, from that chapter, what I like to do, and I have to live the chapters before I write about them. So by the time I moved to Joburg, chapter 2 had started writing itself.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a year in between, then the music starts to be music. So moved to Joburg, post chapter 1, now we're in Joburg. I moved for the discomfort, you know. Like there's a Deadpool metaphor somewhere there in the first movie where they torture him in order to activate his mutation. Yeah, it looks ugly as shit, but he's immortal as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come for that as well. I wanted something that was gonna push me. I felt I reached the glass ceiling in Durban comfort-wise. So I came to Joburg. Now I'm trying to position myself as well as normal. The company, okay, we're here. The labels are here. We want to present a service other than just ByLwansta. We want to say, okay, look at what we've done for ByLwansta. Let us do it for your artists. And now I'm walking around Bram, and then I'm getting recognized. And then I was like, okay, maybe I should just lean into the artist for now. And let's pause the original plan. And then, you know, had the run in the park station, you know, and then, yeah, so it was, I think chapter 2 itself, the summary there is just like the discomfort. I mean, the cover itself speaks to that. Like it's an uncomfortable close-up, you know, with even the lips, you know, no offense to my sister, but yeah, it's a close-up, you know, it's very like, okay, cool, you know, and even the way I graded it was meant to be a little bit, okay, in comparison to chapter 1's more,
Colorist even.
you know what I mean? So yeah, chapter 2 was that discomfort. Chapter 1 was a comfort on its own, but a more comfort in like,
This is chapter 1.
yeah, that's chapter 1, you know.
Do the thing as well.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to.
So I mean, even the way the lady's sitting down, it's a very cozy. Yeah, well, so that was that kind of comfort, and I'm gonna come back to comfort in chapter 3, which has a very, you know, I wouldn't say abstract, but in comparison to the other two, there's no person on it. There's no face. There's no identifiable, you know, human. It's a couch.
It's a
and I felt like,
space.
yeah, exactly. So now there's comfort in chapter 1, then there's comfort in chapter 3, but different comforts, you know. And that middle thing was that discomfort that I came for. So yeah, it kind of flipped. So yeah, the 3 chapters were definitely like just about a bit of a coming of age, if you will, you know, coming of age love story, self-love story towards the end, you know. So I mean, sonically they're different. Even lyrically, you know, it's a narrative the whole time, but yeah, you know, it's. I remember at chapter 1, chapter 2's launch at the Levi spot.
Yeah.
Something's
House
House Africa. Solo was like, I need to hurry up with chapter 3 because the growth between chapter 1 and chapter 2 is very, you know, evident. You know, so I think either you're speaking to, I think maybe the maturity or maybe sonically it was, but you know,
Did you feel it though?
Definitely. Like I think for sonically, I mean, I'm on most of the production as well. So each project, I mean, with each chapter 1, Kickstand is my favorite as far as production. Then chapter 2, there's Nightcrawlers. But each time I'm getting a little bit better, I like to think. I'm also collaborating, you know. And then chapter 3, I feel like this is the most refined as far as production. But even maturity-wise and then, you know, writing-wise, I think this is
dope.
This is, yeah. I mean, we spoke briefly.
Yeah.
Where did you guys speak?
He said that chapter 3 is the most refined of, I don't know, do you want to...
The most refined version of Lwansta.
Yeah. So if he had to introduce someone to ByLwansta now, it would be through chapter 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
You guys don't look like you agree.
My thing is just, I get the refinement would maybe make it easier on the ear to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But just the discarding of the 2 chapters as an introduction for me,
I hear you. And check it out. I think an extension of what we had spoken about, because the brief was always, I wanted to make a 12-track debut album, 2018. Yeah, well, I was like, 12 tracks, that's sharp for me. But I couldn't get past track 4. I couldn't get past track 4. So I was like, okay, let me just, you know, the design mind, the brief mind was like, okay, let's put this out in bite sizes, but package it each time so it's not treated like a throwaway. So it's like, oh, this is chapter 1. But the goal was to always do the 12-track album. So now there's going to be a point in the next couple of weeks, months, where it comes together as a cohesive project.
Yeah.
So now one thing I asked him was whether that growth that also Solo mentioned, like when you're listening to it cohesively,
This is stock.
I mean, narrative wise, definitely. But growth each time, is that not something that would be like
Jarring.
Yeah, you know, that's because I mean, also putting it out. I mean, the plan was to also put out, instead of putting out chapter 3, we're gonna put out the album. So chapter 3 comes out with everything. But what was gonna happen is that people were gonna jump straight to Pretty Stars. Yeah, boy, and I didn't want that. So I was like, okay, Inan, enjoy chapter 3 for the next couple. Because when I put out chapter 3 as well, we took down chapter 1 and 2. We didn't want people making their own Spijonget. Yeah, boy.
Understandably.
And then I put it back up.
Playlists.
Yeah, I just put it back up because we did the Apple Up Next campaign, and the people are being introduced through the banners. They have to have enough music to check out. So I was like, okay, fine, Inan, just for a little bit. And then after that campaign took it down again. So now
all this is independent, né?
Yeah.
No, definitely. Like it's
that's why he's here, man.
We're gonna need to chat about that.
No, of course.
But go on.
Yeah, let's go. So now we're here, about to wrap it up, like together, cohesive listening experience, and we went back with Kimosabi Productions to just kind of sonically, mix wise, make it also cohesive. You know, there's some interludes we've added. Spoiler alert. Like in between each chapter. I mean, there's the Adventure Time skit that already is like a bookmark of sorts. Yeah, but
that's what you open with.
Yeah. And then each chapter opens like that. So, I still at some point should probably get clearance for that.
Yeah, I was about to ask about that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but now, right, when you told us about like the story of how the title came about.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Spijonget, it was this romantic setting in the bedroom, and you with your love interest at the time. I'm not sure if it's still the love interest. And then basically that's how you guys came up with the name. You were watching something and then who whispered Spijonget? She whispered.
I did.
You whispered.
So in jail,
Spijonget.
they were watching Legend of Korra Avatar, and then they were manipulating some vine.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are they doing? And I was like, just being full of shit. I was like, Spijonget. Then suddenly, hold on, what? And suddenly, you know, because it had been a minute. Like I was gut feeling. We were fighting, second guessing my ideas. It was that hot spotlight that I put on myself off the colors.
Yeah.
Because there was a box that it put me in as well. Meanwhile, there's a box I was trying to run away from before that. So it was like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
So it just kind of stunned me for like a good couple of months into 2018. And then one day, I've relinquished power now. I'm like, hi, man, let's just watch this thing. Oh, no, I love that. But it was just like, okay, I'm focused on just being present in whatever this is. And then suddenly someone came knocking in my stomach. And then on some, yo, dog, let's reconcile. You've got great ideas. Put out those 4 songs, Spijonget. And when it came to me, sorry, like I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was...
It's an acronym now.
Yeah. Which is, designers, dog, and artists, we come up with the meaning after.
What does it mean again?
It means fuck it, just do it. Don't ask me about the acronym, though.
No,
come on. Okay, stop.
Should I look it
It's
up
fine.
for you?
It's fine.
It's on. Let's Google it.
Okay, while you're Googling this. So,
Yeah.
He put it on Urban Dictionary, him or somebody else.
I didn't. It's,
Yeah.
Snap, word.
yeah, it's fine.
My phone is over there.
We'll find it somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the description there.
Yeah.
But now, in terms of that happening, right? You had that love story.
Yeah.
But now, Pretty Stars.
Yeah.
Is this super biographical or is this creative?
No, it's very biographical.
So basically, this person is no longer.
Yeah.
How was that creating that? Is there a certain discomfort when you're creating something like that? Did you have to get over those feelings, or?
There was definitely a process, because that's actually, that song could have gone so many directions, depending on when it would have been made, when I would have written it. I wrote it. It was the last song I wrote on chapter 3, and what happened was there's a point where I didn't want to say anything about it. I didn't. I was like, what, because I just was like, it's a lot. It was a very wholesome and long relationship as well. So it was like, okay, what? Let me just finish chapter 3, and then this will be something that I process on my own, And
You
then
hadn't said anything about it.
What's that?
That this relationship, you hadn't said anything about it.
Nah, But now where I kind of decided, and also, L the Third sent the beat for Pretty Stars, and when he sent it,
shout out L the Third.
Shout out to L the Third. The pen was bleeding when the beat came. It was just like, oh crap, okay, this is going, So what happened with that is, it going different directions. What happened? What happened?
You cried.
No, no. I was thinking. I was trying to think.
Fine,
You were
it's
crying.
fine. It's fine.
No. So there's a part that felt like, okay, to the people who've been following the narrative, I felt like I can't just skip over it, as if it didn't make up 3 songs on a whole 4-track EP, chapter 1. And then we go to Okay Fine, which kind of details the long distance relationship, and just the hopes, like, I wonder how much time she has on her hands, and then Pretty Stars being the song. So it will make so much sense when you hear it cohesively, because Pretty Stars follows Okay Fine. And the question on Okay Fine now, when does it all ever make sense? And now we get into Pretty Stars, and there's that Okay Fine reference that, okay, Sharp, we don't need to talk no more. Didn't have to lock that door. I'm the one who locked. But there's a okay, Sharp. Okay, no, but anyway, there's a bunch of Okay Fine callbacks in that song. There's a bunch of callbacks on the projects that kind of also help with the cohesion. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just felt like I can't just decide, okay, guys, okay, the relationship is over. That made up such a big part of the project. I'm not going to talk about it. That was like, it's like I was cheating the brief, And it was a big part of the narrative. That's why I started with Pretty Stars. And after Pretty Stars, amongst the people I know says, okay, you ready? You good? Can we start? Car starts. Now we're here. Put on the grey suit, and you know what I'm saying? Sound clear.
Amongst the people I know is the name of a person.
Shout out amongst the people I know.
Let's go.
But now, in terms of, sorry, you wanted to go?
No, just, that name,
Yeah.
I just feel like, why is it one person's name
If it's
What do you
amongst the
mean?
people.
Yeah, exactly. I told you, man. Like,
Sentence names are the shit, bro. What you mean?
bruh.
Yeah,
And then when he pulls up, it's one guy.
Yeah.
It's like, you know
Amongst
that
other
whole
people.
thing.
Me, I'm
One guy
gonna be
amongst the
please say
people
the
you know.
bye again.
Man.
I'm gonna be please say the bye.
No.
bro.
Please say
But anyway, shout out to him. Yeah.
please say the bye. You took a very the quintessential breakup stance of a dude.
Yeah.
On this. I mean, like the way Adventure Time, that skit. The
Yes,
way
of course.
It starts.
Yeah.
Have you seen how when guys break up, it's like, yo man, I'm gonna focus on the money.
Yeah. And hit the streets.
I'm gonna focus on the ambition. Like, I'm grinding.
Yeah.
And then that Adventure Time thing is like, it's almost alluding to women being a distraction, almost. Yeah, I might be paraphrasing. Yeah, but then after you address the relationship, it becomes very career driven for the next half.
Yeah.
Before the end, that's lust driven.
Yeah.
Why was that?
I mean, listen, that's a very accurate analysis. Like, and yeah, it is the quintessential. And it has very little to do with the women themselves, but rather who I am in love, and what that, how I, Google Chrome, Google Chrome chows a lot of RAM, right?
What, the dinosaur?
No, man.
Oh, yeah.
No, just when you open up Google Chrome, you have your tabs open. It tends to, when you play the game with the jumping.
That's when we don't have internet access.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is that
Google Chrome chows a lot of RAM.
And love sometimes tends to
Chow a lot of RAM.
Yeah. And tends to slow down a lot of other things. Again, that's on me, is what I'm trying to say.
I love that analogy.
You know what I mean? So I
love
decided.
Is Google Chrome.
Huh?
Love is Google Chrome.
For me.
Okay.
So what's Safari, guys?
What's your Mozilla?
You're cooking. Forget the other spices.
But you hear what I'm saying? So it's like in love, again, it has very little to do with the partner, more to do with how I process and how I take in and everything and how I express. So I realized that, okay, cool. While it wasn't a conscious decision to say, hey, okay, let me put this aside for this. It was like, this was aside already. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll get back to this at some point. This being relationships and whatnot. Let me just, continue with what I've been doing, And then, it's like, okay, cool. There's this other cool shit, that not to say I hadn't noticed, but again, it was my third year in Joburg, that thing I wanted when I moved, I was getting it, I was present when I needed to be present. I was there as normal, as ByLwansta.
But did Joburg stress that point though?
What do you mean?
Hustler guy. They focused on work.
Did
Joburg push you into that space?
The Deadpool thing.
Yeah.
Did it happen for you?
I mean,
as far as business wise.
Yes, but not, I guess, to that degree, because I think being here as the musician, one of my biggest fears was just the pace of the industry.
Yeah.
Because from Durban, there's an opportunity to really just gradually work on what you want with the time, no pressure. So every time I'd come up to Joburg, I felt like that was the fast lane. And I was cruising there, in the third, the left third lane, and then suddenly when you come up here, so while the move to Joburg was very impulsive as well, to say that, okay, you know what, I need to be here. Like there was a point where I felt like I was ready, even though when I got here, there was a lot that I was still needing to process before I even get into that fast lane. But that was the biggest discomfort, because my process has always been writing at my own time. These days I don't really write. It's all just like gradually building, and that kind of stretches the process as far as like how long it takes me to finish a ByLwansta song, because I'm there washing dishes, I'm chopping onions, verses are coming to me, so I'm not in studio writing. So now that was something I nurtured in Durban. Now in Joburg, I felt like, okay, cool, now we're in the big league, or rather we're in the race now, and people are going to hoot behind you if they're not crashing you. So I was like, okay, you know what, but no, nothing really changed process-wise, actually. I think I'm still making music the same. I'm having more people in studio, though, like as opposed to working in isolation like I used to,
That's dope.
So, yeah, I think if anything, the discomfort wasn't that thing. If anything, the most discomfort was the Park Station situation.
What was the park station situation where you would get robbed?
Yeah.
The
the driver said
Uber
me
went the other side.
Yeah, bro. And no.
And he hit you with a speaking yana.
Easy,
and you
bro.
were like,
I was like, huh?
you know what I'm
And
saying?
suddenly, I know. I like, hey, bro, put your number here. And I'm
Yeah.
getting my bags and I'm happy and I'm walking. Then the music is still very angelic. Then suddenly the door's locked. And then, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't remember that?
You just jacked your phone.
No, bro. Like, park station, yeah, boy, I got there at 11. The guy dropped me on the. You're going to laugh. Don't laugh at my pain.
I'm not laughing at your pain.
You're laughing at your pain.
I was, yeah. I was.
It is what it is.
I couldn't
man.
believe it.
It is what it
Yeah.
is, man.
It is what
it's
it
done.
is.
Like
It's a learning curve.
it's a learning curve. It's
Yeah.
it's
Joe Burgers will say welcome to Joe Burger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a
No,
shit
they all
baptism,
said that.
It's a
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
baptism.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really love that Google Chrome analogy.
Yeah.
Like I do, man.
It's the one, isn't it?
It's the one, man. I love the way you tapped into.
That's because you guys fall in love and you lose yourself in love. Anyway, going on.
Damn.
Fight him.
Damn.
Fight him.
Damn.
I don't know what he knows.
Back to Lwansta.
Now back to ByLwansta.
Hard, my boy. Lonnie.
How long do you plan on keeping the buy anyway?
I mean, bro, for as long as I am the kind of creator that I am, you know, as hands-on as I am, as collaborative as I am, as point A to point X as I am, that buy is going to be there for a long time. You know, for a long time, there was a space between it. Until it felt like, I'm on, this thing's showing up everywhere. Might as well just hlanganisa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
So then, when you do projects for other people and whatnot,
Yeah.
and then it's by Lwansta.
I mean, depends on the project because ByLwansta doesn't do projects for other people. Normal does. Yeah, Normal being the company. Oh, yeah. ByLwansta is actually...
Shout out to Normal, man.
Let's go.
We've had some drinks on that card, man. It was
Let's
lit.
go.
Yeah.
but yeah,
I'm
you
kidding.
know,
It was a meeting.
yeah.
It was a meeting.
We're
The text right off, ne? You know these things.
professionals.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Normal
Yeah.
is like, even ByLwansta is a product of Normal. Like,
There's something that I like that you said that most independent people in Joburg don't say.
yeah.
Like, you're like, no favors.
Oh, yeah. No favors, please. Prioritize.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the line that follows is why? Because you don't do me a favor, then it's not a priority on you.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't like not being a priority, especially at the pace that I like to work at. I mean, me working alone meant, you know, that saying you want to move fast, you move alone. You want to go further or something, you move with the people. I don't even know that second half
No, I
because,
feel you.
you know, so...
This nigga grown, man. This nigga grown, yo. Like,
But he's dropping gems, yo. He's like,
like, yo.
But yeah, so no favors, please, because now, like, and also my favorite line, either it's before or after that, gotta keep the homies incentivized.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
yes,
if I needed
yes,
that on a t-shirt because, again, it speaks to the priority thing.
Yeah.
You know, and as Normal is growing as a company, you know, we're creating chairs. You know, these chairs are chairs that I occupied for a long time when I was still one man. You know, now we're creating these seats and they exist. And, you know, as you go, you get people who are fitting like the mold of the ass print on that particular seat. And then
On that seat at that time.
yeah, that time,
Yeah.
you know, like, and, you know, there's a point that I could have possibly be stretching myself thin.
Yes.
But then the timing of just like the introduction of, you know, now my business manager, Mkuseli, and then my head of brand, of events and activations.
Head of brand and events.
Let's go. You know,
Let's go.
with the Bokoche Musana. You know, now these chairs existed and they need. So what I like to tell them this, that they come with batteries.
Yes.
For some machines that are here already.
Yes.
But they're kind of just waiting to be, and I just am busy with the ByLwansta machine and also the creative agency aspect of it. So then when Utebza pulls up, Normal Agenda time, you know, which is our events property. So we did Normal Agenda towards the end of the last year, and that was the first time I'd done it in Joburg, my own gig in Joburg. Debza pulled up with batteries. And he was like, okay, cool, let's activate this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like MK pulled up with batteries as well when we look at the business, Normal as like a corporate structure, you know, developing those now because we're servicing
record labels.
not even. We're servicing festivals.
What?
Nice.
Like there's Durban International Film Festival.
That's
what's
There's
up.
Poetry Africa. So as a corporate entity now, as well as a service provider, you know, we offer the in-house, obviously, design stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously our biggest portfolio project is, you know, sitting before you now. You know what I'm saying?
You're the cash cow.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, it used to be the passion projects, but now it's
You're
the real
flagship.
shit. You know what I mean? So what we do is, I think there's going to be a point where, actually, we're developing a blueprint, which I like to call the orange print, just because orange is such a, you know, key color in just the brand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but just through ByLwansta's career, like
Shout
when
out
I
to
moved to
Larry
Joburg.
Good job, Lonnie.
There's an artist called Larry Jr. He has an album called Orange Print.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, check it out.
Okay, nice show. No, okay, we don't officially call it orange, but you know, because orange is
we with you. Yeah, we with you.
But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, we're through ByLwansta's career now with the addition of the two homies, MK and Debza, it's like we're able to look at it almost a lot more objectively.
Yeah.
So even when I refer to ByLwansta these days, it's in third person, but it's not in third person either because, you know, I know what I'm talking about, like the development of this career. You know, a lot of people, I mean, there's even a point recently where I wanted to shift from a branding perspective and a positioning online, the stuff in the bio, I wanted it to not say creative agency anymore. I wanted to just say record label, because when you say creative agency, or when we say creative agency, I felt like we were the cover art people. You know, so when you're like, yeah, I know these guys kill rollouts. These guys are dope at rollouts. Or I want a cover art from Normal. Whereas that's not going to be the thing that's going to give you the career that ByLwansta has. It's everything that we've done. So by saying record label, it can speak to artist development. It can speak to songwriting by just, you know, because now we're not even just pushing, okay, ByLwansta's cover art, ByLwansta's rollout. We're saying ByLwansta's career. So at some point when we have all the capacity in the world and we have artists that we can sign, now we have like a proven, you know, I mean, the same way the majors do it. They've been doing this shit for years. So when they say, nah, this is what you should do because this worked long ago.
Before you over-explain it and lose, if I'm an independent artist, what can Normal do for me?
As an independent artist,
like break it down like to the easiest way to explain it.
I think the easiest way to explain what Normal can do for you as an independent artist is to upskill you. You know, to upskill you, to let you understand what it means to be independent. Because in being independent, you know, people confuse, they misuse the word. They use it for, they think unsigned is independent.
Yes.
Unsigned is, you know, there's still the word signed there. They just want that to go away at some point. When you're independent, it's a conscious decision that, okay, cool, as an independent artist, I'm taking my career into my own hands.
I am a machine.
You know, then you're like, okay, cool. So what does this mean? If I'm releasing on the same day as Adele, what do I need to do to make sure my release is as impactful? Okay, cool. There's structures in place. So what are those structures that are in place? You know, because these are businesses at the end of the day, like Universal, Sony, Columbia, all of them. These are businesses at the end of the day. So there's structures in place. There's someone doing accounting there. There's someone business managing. There's someone doing, you know, PR. There's someone doing all sorts of things. And when you're unsigned, you just are recording yourself, you know, in your mind. Okay, no, I don't. You know, and at some point the DIY thing for me was cute. You know, it was dope. You know, it got me to where I needed to be. And now, in order to make it not look DIY, even though we're probably still DIYing at the back, it meant now, okay, structure's in place. Now, understanding that as a business, you know, we're going to look back and say, okay, SWOT analysis. You know, because I think by default, so there's phases to independence. I like to think when you start off, it's like, okay, you're an entrepreneur. You're selling apples. You know, fruit and veg is right next door, but you want to sell your things right next door.
You want to put a deck there.
You know what I mean? So now what do? You know, okay, cool. How do you position yourself now? You know, you're very passionate about apples, let's say, but now how do you now package that shit and then, like, you know, make sure that even your stand is something that makes sense in comparison to your competitors, you know? So when you start looking at yourself as an entrepreneur, it changes. It's a reframe. It's a mind thing, essentially. Like, as soon as you said, oh shit, I'm an independent artist, I'm an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs have to sell more. They have to make more efforts, you know? So when someone decides, okay, music's done, guys, link is up, done, you know, that's not very entrepreneurial at all, you know?
Which is what most independent artists do.
Yeah, you know,
Once the music
so
is out, the job is done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so back to your point, as normal, what we can do for an independent artist, like at this capacity right now, is to inform them, because we also have the educational side of the company that we're kind of like fostering. We're in Cape Town, MK and I, first week of March, we partnered with Bridges for Music and Elanga and Music in Africa.
Yeah.
So they were doing like a revenue streams for African musicians series, and they were having workshops, panel discussions happening all over the country. So I was in Cape Town so I was teaching on brand related revenue and music rights. You know, and this is stuff that I consume I mean, listen, I've never really sat with music rights like that, like the way I did preparing for this, but I registered with SAMR in 2009. You know what I mean? Don't ask me how much I've ever made from them, because it's sad. But
SAMR's coming up in these episodes.
No, this is not on them. This is more on just like, I haven't had music really rotating.
Yes.
You know, but
on the radio and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, so only now I'm seeing that, okay, cool, this is making sense. But these structures, again, like I was just fortunate to have been curious enough to have registered. Back when you had to sign initial each page, post it, and then they post it back because you didn't initial page 6 and stuff like that. Now you're at the post office having to go and find.
Snap.
That
You had to we just went to the offices.
Oh yeah, from Kokstad, like, you know.
Kokstad, what up?
Let's go.
I forgot like it was that hustle.
So what I'm saying is that, you know, like when I was teaching those, it was coming from a place of empathy. You know, and that's what I love about artists being in the boardrooms, in the rooms, because that empathy is always present. So by me speaking to the musicians at Bridges for Music, I'm speaking from my own experience constantly. Like we had a presentation. It was a cute little thing, you know. My sister Lisa tries to art. She's a illustrator and animator. So she had this character that she put on her IG. I just borrowed it, expanded it on Illustrator, and then we put it there. It was very simple, you know. For a designer, you think that it's something that should be. You should see the pitch decks though. The pitch decks are crazy. But that presentation document itself was that presentation document was very simple. Just like the character in black and white. And then like how we started off. Okay, guys, what is this person's name? Let's think of a name. Oh, Coco. Cool, sharp. Coco is a music producer. Then we kind of take it on a journey. So the storytelling isn't just in the music, you know? You know what I'm saying? So we told a story and we kind of said, okay, why is Coco wants to put out music. Where does she start? You know, she's got the music, but now, okay, cool. She's seen a lot of her favorites are coming out on some, I can't put out music now because my masters, blah, 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 blah. Don't stream this, blah, 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 blah. So she's like, I don't want that for me. Then she's like, how do I avoid that? So these are all case studies and we go into different points. Where does she start registering? So that's another department at Normal that we're kind of, you know, and then just the speaking gigs, the panel discussions, the opportunities to share our experiences at Normal, because like each member right now, myself, I have my own experience, Debza, MK, we're all coming with unique perspectives. So in the near future, something I want to do is something called the Normal Summit, where it's going to be like a what?
Talk about it, man. I'm just impressed.
You know, where now, like the three of us, I mean, you know, with Debza's experience, like from being part of Johnny Cradle to every single band that he's been part of, like as amongst the people I know now, it's like there's just a journey, there's a perspective, the value that the batteries he came with,
and the network he came with.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So just like him alone, like on a discussion, on a panel, you know what I mean? Already when you come to the Normal Summit, there's already these different departments where, well, not even departments, but at 10, there's the keynote by ByLwansta, you know, talking career-wise. And then at like 1, we've got amongst the people I know speaking on just navigating the live circuit. And we've got Mkhuseli speaking on just music rights and just the business aspect of like just like a label. Because something we've done recently, MK and I, we've just discussed Normal as like the bigger picture in the sense with its corporate structure. So now I recently registered Normal as a separate label. So it's Normal Sound now. You know, so I've been working as Normal only the whole time. So everything, design work, bookings, one account. You know, that's scary for tax. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, cool, let's break it down. You know,
it is scary for tax.
You know, so all those
this nigga spit,
bro. That's why I asked that question, because I was like, we're gonna let him run.
Yeah, I mean, all those multiple streams of income in one account. Yeah, well, you know, so we decided, okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down and just like micro whatever it. So we said, okay, Normal Sound being the record label, which will house like the bookings, you know, the tours and all sorts of things. Then we've got Normal Ideas, which is now the creative agency, you know, and then like whoever I'm servicing on that capacity, Diff, Sibu Mash, Muzi, Kimosabi, you know, all those invoices are processed through there. And we've got Normal Publishing. You know, we've got that, which is something that's new. That's not something that we're nurturing over the years. But what I've realized as far as the game goes, it's really relationships. You know, so when we finish watching this network, you know what I'm saying? So when we finish watching, let's say, Blood and Water, we're going to look for the music supervisor's name. And we're going to find him on LinkedIn.
That's why you were talking about Capasso on.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because you've got to read and you do it right. Got to get with Samro, Sampra, Capasso.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. When my sleep breaks at 3 a.m., you know, I just go LinkedIn surfing. Because the nice thing about LinkedIn, you can put a name to a company.
Yeah.
You know, so if you say, okay, I need to get on XXL, I need to get here and there, you just search XXL. Okay, there's the page. Who are the employees? And you just find each person's role and you just add them. You know? And then, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what we're trying to do at Normal, just to kind of develop our own machine and then refine it just through ByLwansta's career. Like when I mentioned signing people, I spoke about capacity. Right now, it is just the three of us, and our focus is ByLwansta's career.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like now, okay, cool. How do we make this at some point a case study? But while we're doing the career thing, making sure ByLwansta is on Hype Magazine, making sure ByLwansta is on Apple Up Next, and all sorts of things, you know.
On TheSobering.
And TheSobering twice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Look at that EPK.
That's not an easy feat.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Let's go. But you know what I'm saying?
This is different, yeah. You gotta call someone, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, it's so again back to your point for a second time.
Yeah.
That's what we'd want artists like who want our help.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so much a thing of taking them under us. You know, because you know when it rains, it's just gonna hit you as well because it is just the three of us.
Yeah,
but you know,
yeah.
we're really dope. But again, we're gonna upskill you.
I love it, man.
We're gonna equip you. We're gonna give you the knowledge that you know.
TuneCore plus normal.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's big go.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. So we're busy.
I love it.
Yeah.
You preach so much, man's forgot his mic, bro.
Dog,
Yeah.
do you know what's fucking me up is that I see this nigga a lot, dog.
Yeah,
like
he
we
does.
always like out together partying and whatnot.
But you don't talk about this.
Yeah, and I feel bad now.
Yeah.
And also Tabo as well. Like,
This is what I talk about. I'll be like, oh,
You know, because you just be talking about shit and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go get shots, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But yo, man.
You going through the Google Chrome.
Exactly, that's what we do.
They're going through the Google Chrome, dog. It's the dinosaur life. They're playing the dinosaur
You're
game.
playing the dinosaur,
They're
dog.
playing the dinosaur
So now
game.
I'm on here on my safari.
And also, it's just like going back, it's sort of a proud moment for me.
Yeah.
Like being the guy that knew you back then when we first met,
Yeah.
when you were still in Durban, you came, but then also when you moved up here.
Wild. You
Back to the
introduced
city.
me to him back to the city. Well, in
Yeah.
person. Yeah. Back to the city that other time.
Because
You
he
were
gave me the ticket. I
you were
had
like
to
at that
wait for him.
stage. In the back of the back.
Oh, the play stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a play
I had to wait
stage.
for him to come to Durban.
this
He's like,
the
I got a
onesie
ticket.
times?
Yeah.
No, actually. Oh, no. Damn. No, so the onesie time was 2017. Main stage. So it
That
sucks
was
that
me,
I
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
It's not a regression, yo.
Yeah, but as I was saying, it's just like, yo, man, honestly, like,
Nah, onesie time wasn't 2017.
I don't know when it was.
Nah, because I was still pushing the hoopty with onesie time.
Yeah.
Shout out to the hoopty. My brother handed me a hoopty.
Oh, the old school A3.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Old school A3 music. What you know about that?
Yeah, that was onesie time. Was the coldest back to the city. 2014, I think.
No, that was when normal. It was the fall 2015. It was 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the mixtape, normal mixtape, there was a lot of noise that it made from
7 years ago.
2014. I was in Durban. Yeah.
that's when I met you, yeah.
Yeah, and then we made Back to the City.
Yeah.
Yeah, post Saha nomination and stuff, which was the three of us, by the way. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
But yeah, but yeah.
Needless to say, none of it.
Yeah.
We didn't win, but it's all. It's
Nah,
all
we
good.
didn't
I mean,
win.
it's okay. Shout out DJ Switch.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Still remember.
Best mixtape.
I remember.
I remember. Yeah, it just came back to me. But yo, man, long story short, I'm very even to you, Tabo, and MK as well. Nice to meet you, my guy. But yeah, I didn't know you was
Breaking
cooking
the
like
fourth
this.
wall, just like that, bro. Like nobody knows who's back there, but okay.
I'm not even on this planet,
What's up,
bro.
Ben?
What you mean?
Shout out Ben. Break the fourth wall.
Yeah, but yeah, man, like I'm happy, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
But now I'm sure it comes with all of these difficulties, right? I mean, it can't be
Cheap.
It can't be cheap.
Oh, yes, of course.
It can't be easy.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of on the cheap point,
Yeah.
how you got to fund all of this? How did you go about that? Was it through the graphic designing and everything of that nature, or how? Well, basically, how are you funding this right now?
So, I mean, for the longest time, I mean, DIY was a money saver. You know, it was like how I was doing things, saving money, and then eventually it looks like you're trying to save money when the product is incredibly DIY and rough around the edges. Now, because we've got the structures in place, and like I said, Normal Ideas being the creative agency, that really is where most of the money, a big chunk of the money comes in. You know, I say on whiteboards, yeah. I say something about like, I mean, I bought the Corsa Lite in 2020, and it's like, thanks to graphic design, a booking here and there, because I still haven't made up my mind whether I'm a rapper, rhymer, or graphic designer. You know what I mean? So currently, a big chunk of how we fund, a lot of the projects that we do is through the creative agency, and then a booking here and there. But ASMR was like the biggest production that we've done at Normal. It had a team. You know, I had my director, I had my producer, I had my gaffer, I had my leading lady. We had the studio that we used.
It looked it.
Yeah, I'm glad, you know. So now, again, that was the biggest project that, because I mean, as far as like the projects that are at Normal, we've got like the equipment, we've got the studio stuff that we've kind of just bought over years. So there's very little cost in creating the music, if any at all, other than uploading. So if you have the structures, you have the studio, you just need to make sure it doesn't sound. I mean, you can say a lot about like things sounding like they were produced in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So at some point you want it to not sound like that.
Yeah.
So, you get yourself a 2-bedroom apartment, you separate the thing,
Isolate the rooms.
So, currently it's the creative agency, and ASMR was the biggest indication of, okay, cool, this is what we're capable of, like having our machine inside. You know what I mean? So it's currently just having another stream of income, almost outside of the music, still within creativity. So, I mean, it's that old thing that I think our parents used to always say about having something to fall back on, but this isn't to fall back on. If anything, it's holding me like, okay, cool.
It's servicing both.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's almost like holding me on the back of my shirt on some, okay, cool, just grab that mic and do everything musically, but I've got you. So it's not like, okay, music sucks, let me come back. And so it's not about that. I just found, I was just fortunate as well just to have, with the career that I chose, which was like design, because it wasn't so far away from finding its way into music in a way. Because after classes back in 2014, 2015, 16, I was designing, I was applying what I had learned on campus on my career, from cover art to now, okay, a logo for Normal. There's no ByLwansta logo, and Debs are always is weirded out by that there isn't a ByLwansta logo. But that thing, design was just that thing that I did my time. Is what I like to think. And one must always do their time, because while the music, the art is very expressive, it can be taxing, like a lot emotionally, and when it's not even putting anything in your pocket and it's taxing, so there has to be realistically structures in place. The business mind will show you, okay, if this is what I want to do, how do I make this sustainable? Because I think a sustainable career is the goal. We think as youngins, like blowing up is it.
No.
But eventually, it has to be something sustainable, and that needs structures, that needs legs, that needs all sorts of things outside of what you do in studio.
Yeah.
And the creativity, if you can keep that creativity from in the studio to out the studio, and it translates into rollouts, and it translates into all sorts of things. You've hit the thing, you know. You're what's the thing on the money? You're on the money constantly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's important to have something, because I mean the alternative to funding our own things is maybe like making the ByLwansta brand so quote unquote attractive, like that we're able to pitch it. We're able to pitch it like we did. We went to Paris in 20. No, what I'm saying.
It's a flex, yo.
I mean, I guess so.
Paris.
But we went to Paris in 2019, and it was a booking, which was dope. And they weren't going to pay for our flights. You know, so there's like, okay, cool. So how much? How they? Yeah, we're like, how are we gonna pay for the flights? You know, so they offered us a fee. They're like, hey guys, we can't cover flights. They're like, okay, cool. A couple days later, hey guys, we've upped the fee. What do you guys think? And we're like, it's still not enough. I mean, it was myself and my then manager as well. Like, we're gonna go together, and then we're like, okay, guys. They're like, okay, we'll try again, maybe next time. Maybe a week later, like, okay, guys, this is how much we want to give you. Can you guys make the game? We're like, okay, they want us there. Let's say yes, and let's make a plan. So we tried to devise, okay, are we going to crowdfund? What are we going to do? And then at the time, I kept hearing sweet things being said about me over at Vans, you know, and then there's a point where they were like, hey, listen, we like you a lot, you know, let's give you... Let's give you shoes, you know. So they were fucking with me. So
some shoes and socks.
I mean, well, okay. I bought the socks, which is an indication. Yeah, guys, send me some more products, guys. Come on, you know. So what happens is, you know, now we're kind of not in bed with them like as yet. We're flirting. Yeah. You know, there's a kiss on the cheek every now and then. You know, baby kiss. What's
this called? The rendezvous.
Yeah, we are rendezvousing, you know, every now and then behind closed doors on some, what size are you? Oh, 7, okay, cool, you know, and stuff like that. But then now,
you cannot be a 7.
Let's
this height. You 7? Okay, never mind.
This nigga, man.
That's why they whispered it as well. But yeah, so, you know, after kind of just trying to think of a plan, and we didn't really have much time. I think the gig was in May. We were about to... Or mid-April.
Yeah.
So we needed to give them... I mean, we gave them sharp. We're coming to Paris for the gig. It was Kitsune Afterwork. And Kitsune is a record label and a fashion... fashion label. Yeah. Well, so... And their logo is a little fox. It's cool. So yeah, they reached out and it was dope. And then we kind of put together a deck. A very brief deck for Vans on some... Hey, we're doing this thing. This is who ByLwansta is. This is what he's done. This is who Kitsune is. Kitsune are, and this is what they do. This is who they've hosted. This is what we want. Like from you guys, we just need this amount of money for flights, return, and some product. And with the product, this is what we can give you. We're going to create content. We're going to create content. We're going to film the whole trip in Paris. You know, I'm wearing Vans. I mean, kind of only have Vans, you know, other than that time you saw me at Air Max Day. Once a year. You know, once a year. But the only brand I'm loyal to is ByLwansta.
Oh, yeah.
Not a chance, bro. ByLwansta, bro. Let's go. But yeah, so we put together the deck. They gave us some
this
cash.
This is a branding lesson as well.
Let's go.
Dog.
Yeah, you know, because I mean, even branding wise, it's not even about like the visual. It's about
no. Go on with the
intentionality.
story.
Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, and then, you know, they gave us cash. You know, for flights, they gave us some product. We went to the van store in Santon. Then we just chose. They told us, okay, take 2 shoes, take a jacket, take, I think, a shirt, and your shop. You know, we were only going to be in Paris for a day as well. But we were there for like a day, 2 days. All right? Damn. I was short. It was so
damn. So
crazy.
You arrived and then the next day you were performing?
Arrived. We were at an Airbnb. Next day performed. Morning of that. The following morning we were out. Very brief, you know.
Like that,
Yeah.
That's a
So that was possible just because I need to, like, in our pitch deck, we kind of like
gave them value. We showed them the value we can create as well. And, and this is value we'd been like, just by being dope, I guess, just by ByLwansta being dope.
Did they cover the Airbnb as well, or did that come from us? That was y'all.
That was us.
Cool.
So I think from the fee as well, we were very like strategic. We knew that there's a percentage we're going to pocket for rent.
Yeah.
There's a percentage my manager is going to get. There's a percentage we're going to put back into the person
business,
So reinvest.
Yeah, reinvest essentially. Reinvesting, because now we're going to come back and like even like rent is like an investment,
Sure.
And something that was driving me crazy for the longest time is my personal account is terrible as far as like an indication of, hey guys, I want to get this on credit. Give us your, because a lot of the transactions are through the business. Because I like to think that, okay, hold on. My life could be a business expense, which is a tricky thing, which is where MK came in and was able to identify that we need to break this down. Because I was like, okay, cool. A lot of the things I'm buying.
Sidebar, when you first said MK, I thought you talk about this nigga. But like,
No.
Do they still call you MK, bro?
No, that's
Not even
I think
Javas.
yeah. No, not Java. This nigga been known.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
nah.
So yeah, what is he saying?
You were talking about,
your personal account.
Yeah. I was thinking because at Normal we're managing ByLwansta's career as well.
Yeah.
And when ByLwansta's hungry, we're gonna get him Burger King.
Yeah, but you were saying MK was sorting that out.
So with MK, like we kind of looked at like the business now and looked at the structures in place.
Sure.
And we were just identifying that, okay, cool, what is a business expense? What do we do with these receipts? And how does SARS work? Things like those. It's like, okay, now I know about, okay, there's a salary I have to pay myself. Or I have to try pay myself. I have to also create a pay slip. Things like those. Because now when we have the structures in place, there has to be people running those structures, those machines.
You're also paying personal tax now.
You know what I'm saying? So things like those come with obviously identifying now that, okay, this is a business.
Yeah.
A career. Yeah, when someone speaks on, I want to be a career musician, it's not about that thing that we see.
They don't even know how to fill out an invoice.
So I was in my anti-hero villain bag when I said that. I was like, what do you mean? Like,
I can't even fill out an invoice.
oh wow. So yeah, things like those, like now understanding that invoices needs to be always present.
Yeah.
Always there. With generating invoices, another system I use called Wave apps. Right. So it also like does the bookkeeping as well, because when you submit an invoice, you keep it there as paid. Well, you can also say when someone pays, I go to Waves and I just say, okay, paid. What did they pay? 50%. Okay, I put 50%. Then
What's
I say
Waves app.
Wave apps.
Wave apps.
Yeah. Waveapps.com.
You put me on.
Yeah, no, but like it's so, they used to have an app as well, but now it's weird that the app is in the name, but they don't have an app anymore. But it's very efficient in a sense where, you have your customers in a database as well. So if you're a frequent customer or client, I just put Kitso, and then put all your information, and then I just say this is the service, which should also be on a list as well. So I just click on the drop down. What was it, Gunje? What did we do for voiceover? Hit me up, by the way. Yeah. So
offline talk.
Yeah. So and then I just do that, and then I submit. And then when you pay the deposit 50% or whatever it is, I'll be able to go and click the okay paid. Oh, it says record payment. Then say 50, like 5,000 if you're paying me 10, and then it will say partial.
Yeah.
And then it will wait for the rest of the thing. Then it'll even remind me.
Settled, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, So that's kind of, again, a thing that I just learned from being a service provider.
Yeah.
Because I have also, like, I'm very fortunate in the fact that I have the perspective of a service provider and a consumer or a client, which gives me a different level of empathy when dealing with other creatives, mainly. Because I know about when I've got my director and I know about he's doing me a favor by shooting on this second day.
No favors.
But there's an invoice attached to it. Then because the project is dope, because another thing that I think about is that, I say this in established as well. What do I say? Please say the buy, why? Started this shit, D to the IY till it got so big that I needed more hands, and I don't mind splitting up a piece of my pie. Had to make sure that the pie was so good when you take one bite, make you close your eyes. So that's the first incentive, because the pie is so good, you want to come and intern for us. Yeah. You want to come and work on this. You want to say, bro, listen, I know we're going over budget, but don't worry about paying me for this extra day, because this is dope.
Those two songs, Whiteboards and
Whiteboards and Established.
Established is a textbook.
Yeah.
It's like a proper textbook.
Whiteboards is from the artist perspective,
Yeah.
established
Yeah.
is from the establishment.
Yeah.
You see, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah, and
need
yeah.
both.
But see,
You need-
whiteboard has like the little personal anecdotes, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? But whereas established is like literally like it's a long ass lesson.
Yeah.
Like an entertaining one.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very dope lesson. Like it literally could be in a music handbook. For independent artists, yo.
Yeah, and I guess that's where, because the introduction of the educational stuff we've been doing ties into, like, if there was like entrance music, like WWE shit, and I'm walking on stage, we're playing established when I'm coming to lecture you.
It has that,
know,
vibe.
and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So with whiteboards, I like that you guys have made the connection. I mean, they're all following each other.
Yeah.
But like with whiteboards, like, I mean, it being called whiteboards was about that, and I'll use the manifesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, we have to see it with our eyes first, you know what I mean? So when we put it, man, there's so many things that.
Whiteboards is like the vision board of
Exactly,
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like
that process.
that's
why you need.
Exactly.
You need.
The
Yeah.
ideating process.
Yeah, so
like,
just and you have to put it down so you see it.
Yeah.
Then it's real.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a few days later or months later you're ticking things off. So
1000%.
So
1000.
it's like a nice prelude to established.
Yeah.
Because now
I
established is now okay, cool. While we're there in whiteboards, we're planning. Okay, cool. Now we're buttoning our white shirt, putting on the tie, planning. Cool. I'm satisfied with this. Let me step out the house. Let me button up the suit. Now we're established.
We're walking out and walking into the boardroom.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so it's just, again, back making a blueprint.
I love
of
it.
sorts,
I love it.
Okay,
And
that's a nice explanation to why we used that cut the day we used it before MK came in.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now we kind of get it.
I'm swiping. Yes.
Wansta swipe up more.
No, for me it's nice because now a lot of loops are being tied from the past.
Yeah.
Oh no, I get it. Oh, okay,
You're
maybe
joining
this-
the dots.
Yeah, I'm joining
Connect
the dots now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overly impressed still. Yeah.
And then does that talk like happen like when you second guessing yourself as an artist when somebody has to say, look, bro, you're doing this thing. Like you're an artist, who's this amongst other people?
Say it right.
Amongst the people I know.
Let's go.
Damn. It's not happening. That guy
ATPIK.
that guy says like on the skit, like before it is before established, and he says like
Yeah, so it's, when we're talking about so after whiteboards is ending, the chorus is done. It's like, yeah, man, because I mean the last line I'd say on the verse on whiteboards is I'm gonna need to see those fucking hands at the concert so I can recognize them when we start discussing the profits. I know it's business, but I'm still a sensitive guy. Before a piece of the pie, we should probably discuss it over a braai. The casual, okay, before I wanna work with you, let's get to know each other. And before I shake your hand over business, I need to see that you're there at the shows. Not so much physically at the shows, but basically, and you need to
support,
like not even, but like the shit that you're trying to get in, get involved in. So, and then from the braai part, that's where we go into, you've got to.
What's that? Shotgun spice.
Yeah. I mean, rebrand. Yeah. It is 6 gun.
Yeah, 6 gun.
Yeah.
those guys are not paying.
No. Oh, yeah. We're going to.
No, we're not gonna be.
We're not
but they're
gonna be,
paying.
but it's. He's just saying there's no point in saying it correctly.
Yeah,
That's why I
Let's
said
go.
it.
Let's go.
No, you.
The spice is called the shotgun spice, though. Like, you have to get that spice, bro. It's so dope.
Now we're speaking about how it's good to kind of have those moments with people you want to work with, just those casual, meeting at the shows. I mean, I'm here because I saw you guys at Usanza's thing. I was like, yo, gents, I need a redemption. Because part 1.
Little did you know, you were on the whiteboard.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you
voice you put on as well.
Let's go.
Did you know?
Put some music on
You
there.
could have been here a
the
couple of weeks
whiteboard.
ago.
Yeah.
But you had shit to do.
I had to be in Cape for that thing that I was describing, the workshops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So him speaking. This man gives me my flowers every day. Amongst gives me my flowers every day. Not because he feels
Is
like I
that what
need
we're
them.
cutting it as? Now it's amongst.
I call him that.
I like it amongst. Yeah,
Do
amongst
you
I
not
can
say
vibe with.
because you're
Does it
very
amongst?
adamant on please say the bye.
What's that?
you're very adamant on saying, please say the bye.
Yeah.
So why would you just cut
Please say the
amongst?
people I know.
Oh,
Please say the people I know.
Don't be that guy.
no, but also, no, I hear you.
Amongst.
Yeah, amongst
Amongst the people I know.
amongst the people I know.
But anyway, so what I'm saying is like he gives me my flowers every day, not because I look like I need it. You know, there are moments when he does feel like I don't, you know, because I'm always busy. Like when you're head down the whole time, you rarely get to see what you've built. You know, so also this chapter 3, if each of these chapters had to have like a subtitle, chapter 3's one is arrived. You know, with the location icon, like you have arrived because I've arrived at the party that I feel like I've been preparing for myself for years. And too much like setting up balloons. You're like, okay, yo, this person better be surprised and better be happy. Then knock at the door. It's like, okay, it's almost time. I open the door. There's a mirror. You know, and it's my birthday. And I was like, oh shit, this shit is for me. So now I'm here now. I'm literally head up, but also head down. But it's like, okay, cool. You know, need to be present for these things. And that's how the music came together because, you know, I'm present in the moment of the music. I am living the music, the stuff that I'm established, you know, like submitting creative direction for diff and stuff like that. Stuff that's being spoken about in the music, you know, as opposed to it being like something, okay, cool, I'm done this. Let me go and be an artist now. We're an artist, we're a creative director, we're a designer, we're the whole time.
And like the real deal, because you know sometimes brands will just say Mang Mang is creative director, just for the name. But that's
I like some of the Gaga songs.
Oh no, we're not doing that.
Ben knows about cameras though.
No, Ben knows about cameras. Shout out to Ben, Young Fucking the Third. You know.
Yeah.
No, we didn't laugh if these dudes didn't laugh. I swear it, bro. I swear it. But now, back onto your artist mode as well as your executive mode.
Yeah.
As a record company that you've signed yourself to.
Yeah.
And in this new age of like, because you said like Samro, you haven't seen the greatest of numbers there. But how does it look on the streaming side of things, and how are you navigating that space?
I think the first misconception when it came to just now looking at streaming was that no more gatekeepers. It's free for everyone, you know, country
Democratized.
You know, so as far as like streaming itself, you know, like you were able to put our music out ourselves. I mean, I think a long time ago, you know, I'm sure the conception was before I get on, like for me to get on iTunes, I have to be signed to a major.
Yeah,
You know?
that was the
the
running idea.
So things like now it's all in our hands. And when it's in your hands, you know, like it's like, okay, no, we've broken down the barriers. But the same way technology has evolved and we have as well. So we have the
companies
structures,
and the
companies.
gatekeepers.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
They've also decided.
Yeah.
I mean, Electro Mode, I remember they were CDs. Like they were people who would distribute CDs. Like a lot of the local CDs had Electro Mode at the back.
I think it was Green Spot
Really?
that you're talking about. Electro
Yeah?
Mode was always a record label.
But like now they're obviously leaning into distribution.
Yeah.
You know, so I think just like the evolution,
Was it
you know.
Green Spot? What was it? What was Green?
I just know Electro Mode because we used to come to Joburg, Kimo and I, like individually to come drop CDs in the 5FM box.
Yeah.
You know,
you
that-
see a lot of Electro
All of
Mode
them,
joints. Yeah.
you know, and just the stuff, you know. I don't know if Alter Ego had anything, but I know, like, when I was buying, like, South African hip-hop CDs, you know, some had that thing, if I think they were with Electron. But anyway, that's just to say that everything's evolving and everyone's evolving. So when you get to streaming, you're like, okay, guys, we're all going to go in 3, 2, Nope. Playlist.
I mean, it can be there. But
Yeah.
for the eyes to see.
Yeah.
It's a different story.
No, definitely. So as far as how we're looking at streaming, we've understood the role of everyone, like within the machine, like with the distributor. The reason we can't get ourselves on these platforms, like literally, there's technology that we need to develop on. I mean, like Slicker and JR are people who are leaning into that as far as distributors on their own. But it wasn't something they just decided, okay, we're going to do this and it's that easy. You know, there's machines, there's people, experts behind it. So with the middleman being the distributor, we know who they're middlemaning for. which is Apple Music, which is Spotify. So because we're very much our own machine, our own terms, our own machine orientated, we want to know who those people are. So we kind of find, we do our research. Like I said, spend time on LinkedIn, see who got a promotion at Spotify, who got a promotion at Apple Music, what
Who got a
with
promotion at TuneCore?
You know what I
Hit them
mean?
with the congratulations.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
you're welcome.
LinkedIn pre-types it for you.
Yeah, you just have to click the option.
It pre-types it for you. You just need to
Would you like to congratulate?
You just go there, backspace S, put a Z, the congratulations, just to customize it. Put a wink there. So yeah, we do that with because we understand as far as income goes, streaming is really little. You can't really rely on it for next month's rent, streaming money. Especially if you're just getting streams off of just your following, the people who you've converted as loyal listeners, those 500 people who every time you release, you're going to get 500 plays, And then when you want market share, that's when you now start thinking, okay, how can we grow this? Who are the players?
Market share.
Market share. You want a piece of AKA's market. You want a piece of Aries' market.
You want to be part of the algorithm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being now, being niche is great when you are developing your own thing. But when it's just the same 10 people every time, it can be a bit, I'm going to say Durban-y because, I develop relationships in Durban. I knew the people, I knew everyone who came to my show, to a point where I was like, do you guys just like me?
You like my music.
You know what I mean? So I like seeing faces that I've never seen. So when the party, the launch party that he was late to,
this nigga man, he was not late.
We got 150 RSVPs. I knew maybe 15 of those. And I was like, yes, this is what we want. This is what we want because now we're trying to speak to the light listeners. So every time we put budget behind a post on Instagram, every time we make an extra effort for the rollout, this is an attempt to speak to people who haven't been converted yet. People who just need that little thing, just maybe to see.
A nudge.
You know what I mean? So those efforts are for those things so we can see who comes back. So back to the question about streaming, we know there's all sorts of key players when it comes to the distribution space. The distributors, some they have a lot of things that they maybe let's say, I don't want to say specialized, but something as simple as offering me uppercase track titles. If that's what I'm looking for, I'm gonna go with you because everybody can tell you, okay, playlisting, And we know we want playlisting because if your song is on Ox or
Africa
on
Rising,
streaming's just and then that's money.
Yeah.
So we've identified that the playlist kind of sort of the radio.
Yeah.
The radio because
the new radio.
Yeah, because you're not to say that radio is obviously redundant.
No,
but
doesn't.
In so
streaming streaming terms.
Yeah.
So there's there's playlist pluggers, now as well. But also you don't want to be scammed. When someone hits your DMs on some, hey, do you want to get on these playlists? Then, if you engage, just know your Instagram is going to be posting Forex the next day. Because you've been hacked.
Forex broker.
That's why you should, Kamala, tell him about TuneCore.
Yeah, let's, okay. Put me on.
Man, TuneCore.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Always
But
ready.
I think you know the structures of digital distribution platforms, and TuneCore is one of those, you know, and it's also a very DIY in a sense that it gives you your independence as you can upload, and you obviously pay a subscription fee, if it's $150 for a single, and then $450 for a whole project, whole album, right? Per year, that and also you get to track everything. You know what I mean? You're tracking where you're streaming, you're tracking how many streams everything is getting. What regions, and you're also getting to track how much money you're making from each stream. You know what I mean?
They give you the back door.
They give you all of that, and you have access to it immediately. When you just want to withdraw from it, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you know what's the best part?
Whatever.
All that money that you see, it's all yours.
It's mine.
Yeah. They don't take a percentage off of all of your.
Just pay that $150 for the song, subscription pay.
And you know what I like about that subscription that they have? When you pay for something and it's going to need to be paid again the next year, you make sure you have that money.
Yeah.
And that kind of puts a little bit of juice in you to say, okay, you know what? If this thing is going to deduct, I need to make sure that money is there, or even double.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to be working at a loss either.
Yeah.
You know, and again, that's only when you've reframed as an entrepreneur, like, okay, cool. How do I make sure I'm not losing money? You'll lose money a couple of times, but you know, the plan is to, okay, cool. Every time TuneCore wants the subscription to give me this service that they're giving me, which is obviously valuable. So I'm paying for something, you know, not just,
it's an investment. It's
investment.
It's definitely an investment. It's like also like if you're not seeing the immediate return, it's like think of it like petrol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're driving to an interview, you know, you're gonna pay for that petrol.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're getting yourself somewhere, and you have to pay to move around. You pay to move around.
Exactly.
So everything that you get is yours.
Yeah.
And they're not taking any cut from any of your royalties. You own your masters. You own everything.
Yeah.
You're your record company. You have access to seeing everything.
Yeah.
And what's dope is that maybe you don't have the 150. You don't have the 450, but you want your music to still be on an official platform as well. Well, they'll put it up on the social media platforms, for free. They'll put it on TikTok. You go viral on TikTok. Maybe they put it on the reels. People make stories out of your songs. You know what I mean?
You'll potentially get a booking.
You potentially get a booking. And
150.
You hold it over there, man. TuneCore has a whole lot of dope incentives, and just like, you know, it's putting it out to a whole lot of other streaming services. You know, it's not just Apple, it's not just Spotify, it's not just Deezer.
Yeah.
There are a whole bunch of other ones that people
like the
don't
Deezer
even know.
of Brazil or wherever. Norway, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what
I think what I admire the most, I guess, about what TuneCore is doing, because a lot of the distributors offer the service.
Yeah.
But I think an initiative like breaking the fourth wall, like this, you know, they've already decided, okay, let's be part of the culture.
Yeah.
You know, let's be part of the culture because, you know, like these are practical things. You guys facilitating these kinds of conversations.
Hell yeah.
You know, in partnership with them.
Yeah.
You know, that's saying, okay, guys, outside of the service that we offer, let's inform you. Let's get some key players, you know, like the ByLwansta, you know what I'm saying?
Independent key players.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So people,
the language, man.
you know, case studies, you know, case studies, people who can be the examples, who can speak to it, because for a long time, like information, when it's hidden, people are just like bumping into each other like, yo, guys, what's happening? Because I don't know why people don't want to share information, you know?
Bro.
So, you know, now it's like, guys, here it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know they did something as well with Mama Gashaga.
Yeah,
like leading up
with the listening sessions.
Yeah, that was,
Shout
you
out
know,
to the listening
I
sessions.
loved that.
They're also going to happen on a bigger scale as well. And that conversation is also going to be driven as well. And on your point of information, it's a big key point.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big point for them to actually inform people, not on TuneCore, just TuneCore. Yes, obviously that's there, but on the message of independence.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the message of actually eating from your art and giving yourself the opportunity to eat from your art, you know, because everybody just gives off their original songs and they just put them on YouTube, they just put them on SoundCloud, they just put them on, you know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that, but give yourself the opportunity to be official.
To earn.
To earn.
Because you've spent as well. Outside of the subscription, you've spent on the studio equipment.
You spent
on petrol, on every time you're spending money, are you making that back? You know.
Yeah.
So something I like to think about as well is, you know, I'm in the process of just doing like a inventory of sorts, just to say, okay, this is the equipment we have at normal.
Yeah.
What is the value of this thing when I bought it or whatever? Just to say, okay, cool. Whatever that total is, okay, cool. Have I made this money back? Oh snap! I tripled it. You know, things like those. Those are so like right now, I also I crossed the paywall for Adobe eventually. You know, like the whole Adobe suite, I started paying for it a year ago. And it's a lot. I mean, it was on special when I got it. It was like 6K. Now, when they wanted end of this month, it's like 10, you know, which is like the original price. So when I think it hurts, but I have the money ready to be taken by them, but it only hurts now because it's the first year. But when I look back on the money I've made using that stuff, you know, using the paid version, you know, which is a lot more like, I don't know, it just works. This is not Adobe's
thing. It changes everything. No, it changes. The paid version changes everything.
No, it really does, you know.
Changes everything.
So just knowing that I've made so much money off of it, that 10K they want, if anything, I'm saying thanks. I'm saying, you know what? I appreciate. Let me give you a cut, doggy.
Cost of doing business.
There's a cost. Yes, there's a cost of doing business.
It costs to be the boss.
Yeah, and now that you when you look at your business as the artist, as the label owner, you get to see about, okay, what is it that maybe is possibly an unnecessary expense?
Swiping with Mukhetwa.
Things like those.
Allegedly.
Occasionally, the CEO at NORMVL will borrow me the card for meetings,
Yeah.
And I can't control how much Mukhetwa drinks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I was like, cool. You know what I mean? So, things like, what do I think? Like, so if I was given a label budget, like by NORMVL for chapter 3, I spent it all on a couch. I bought the yellow couch, not the one on the cover.
Oh,
but
I was about to say. I mean,
it's a model.
It's a modeling fee.
Yeah, but literally, no. I bought so we did the cover art like a while ago. It was somewhere else. It's not. So that's not the couch that I bought. But I bought a yellow couch for the launch party because I'm that.
Just for the launch party.
Now I sit on it as well. I sit on it now.
How big is it?
It's it's a little bit bigger than this. It's like velvet, mustard, like the one on the cover. I just I'm sentimental like that. Like the shirt from chapter 1. I have that shirt. The
one that she's wearing.
Yeah. I have that.
Yeah, that was your merch.
Yeah, see, that was merch. It's something tangible. We pulled something off of the thumbnail because now it's just a record. We're like 30 by 30. Now it's a thumbnail. So there has to be something tangible to kind of touch on that one sense of touch, because with digital age, we just came to our ability to see and to hear with music. You can't hold a stream, you can't smell the booklet, the digital booklet, which are rare as well, So, just having a tangible element to all my releases somehow. So with the shirt is the merch, and then the flowers, the African lilies.
That was my favorite with the whole AR thing.
Yeah, I was with you when I showed you the shirt. So,
when you, with the filter Instagram, so the shirt came alive, the flowers came alive.
And then there's the face one where it puts the flower.
Yeah.
Oh,
you get the keys as well, man.
But just tangible things, man. Things you can. I mean, at some point, I think what we're also working on with like the homies is like the experience.
Experiential.
Yeah, something like that touches all the senses. Because when you come to the Spijonget album launch, which is something we're gonna do. What's that? An experience. You'll hear the music. You'll see like you'll see ByLwansta. You'll see the people and attendance. You'll see the stage.
There'll be a couch.
Everything. You can feel everything. You can touch everything. And then we're gonna try to figure out how to make you taste the project. The music. We're going to figure out how you make you smell, because when you're in there, we want every sense.
Yeah, the Spijonget sense. That's what's coming
exactly,
up.
Exactly,
The diffuser's coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
What you
know what I'm
talking about?
No, but like the let's go. You know what I'm saying? So,
ASMR condoms, boy.
Where is it? I used it. No, I'm kidding. But things like those, just things that people can touch and they can like experience, because so much music drops on Fridays. How do you differentiate your thing in that time? Because also in the digital age, you're no longer just competing with other albums on the shelves. You're competing with cat memes. You're competing with like GIFs. You're competing with like TikToks.
You're competing with Will Smith smacking a person on stage.
For weeks, you're competing with that shit.
Richard.
Yeah.
I know what channel is on today.
No, I get him. That's what Chris Wong said when he was coming out.
But yo, man, you've been killing me this whole night. Damn.
But you feel me?
Yeah,
so like
100%.
You're competing with so much already, which means now, while the cover art has now become smaller, it needs to play a bigger role.
It's become smaller and the traffic has become way more.
Yeah. So now you think with the size of it, it becomes a little bit less significant. It becomes more on a functional level. Because when you walk into a record store, no one's rushing you. no one's trying to make you laugh. So I'm like, wow, you're trying to look at the thing. No one's there saying, chonga. Or no one's trying to like, hey, look at my cat. Or, you just walk into the record shop or to the CD shop, you pick it up. Okay, cool. This is cool. Let me go put it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
Man,
that's so true.
That's such an analogy, bro. Because
That's so
right now
true.
it's like being in a record store and somebody's trying to make you laugh and somebody's telling you how trash this album is. And somebody's telling you how good it is.
You see,
the whole
and
time.
even worse, someone is playing like a major label artist while the major label artist is sitting with a really big interviewer having an interview at that time as well.
All of this is
So
happening
much.
right now.
That's all happening at the same time.
So now when you're going to decide, I'm going to put my music out on Friday and that's about it and share a link. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Are you
yes,
even in the digital age?
Playing games.
Are you in today?
Playing games with your life.
You can't.
You're playing games.
You can't
Yeah.
because like outside of the playlist that
Yeah.
that we know there's market share that homies have in a lot of the streaming platforms. We know that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay,
Allegedly.
fine. But what I'm saying is that it's not always fair game.
It's rare that it's
rare.
fair
It's
game.
Never
So
fail.
when you're aware of that,
Yeah.
what you gotta go through the ceiling. When there's the door, there's the queue there's a conveyor belt, you're like, okay, this is gonna take a long time. Let me try to find the ceiling.
Yeah.
The thing at the top. So you just always Friday comes, how do you make sure your shit bangs?
Yeah.
Like when Adele tried to hijack my release date. She was like, hey, surprise, I'm also dropping on the 25th of February. And I was like, no, you're not. Okay, we both are. So if anything, we had already assets ready.
Adele, go easy on me.
No, she was like, she on the side, she was like,
He was
listen.
going like head to head with her.
Literally, so I was gonna roll out something. I can't remember the day, but I was gonna roll out something the next day, and then I saw Adele announce that 25th. So there was something I was like, you know what? Let me activate this thing now, and I posted something that says, "Dear Adele, I chose that date first," and we were just. Now we're on.
Yeah.
Now they're seeing ASMR's aesthetic fully now. So okay, cool. We like I know Lil Nas X is dope at creating those moments, like online, like just like what's the word? Not narrating, but like something can happen, and he can find a way
To attach himself to it.
yeah, but not like in a very corny, sleazy way. Like it's so smart. How like it's like marketing.
He's
It's-
good at Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that for me was that moment. That was my Lil Nas
Remember
X
what
moment.
Wendy's was? Like the Wendy's account, the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like what he is. So they were just in moments, you find a place for them in a in a fitting way where you're like, oh, okay.
And it's tasteful.
It's tasteful. It's
you
not
know, and it actually
as
does what it
Wendy's
needs to
tasteful,
do.
yeah.
You know, so that moment. So me having developed the rollout, it's not about like the visuals mainly. It's about the moments you create, because it's the moments that people are gonna like. Okay, cool. Okay, because I mean, one of the pieces of content for ASMR we put out once we got the MTV bass plug, because that was the first time I've had a video play on television, ASMR. You know, so that was also a big normal W. You know, so what happened is
Bike song didn't play on TV?
I don't think so.
Did you submit?
We might have.
You sure?
If it did, I don't know. But, you know, there's an ISRC code from RISA. There's an ISRC code that, you know, would obviously link to the song.
Yeah.
That doesn't really show on my Samro as something that's played on television. So I don't know. But with that
You could have
said,
just been playing YouTube on your TV.
Go on.
so
You're all right, actually.
Yeah, there was some content. This is again speaking to the moments that you can create. So again, the narrative of ASMR. So with ASMR, we didn't say, hey guys, we're putting out a song.
Yeah.
You know, because as I said, there's music dropping every Friday. What we said, we're not putting out a song on Friday.
Yeah.
It's date night. That's what we're going to call it, date night.
Yeah.
And because in the narrative of the music video, the guy's late for his date. So the narrative, don't be late. So we had like a whole deck that speaks to the social media language that we're going to be using. There's emojis, the brown heart emoji.
Yeah.
You know, there's the wine emoji. So there was a language that we were kind of creating with ASMR, but we weren't saying new music out now, or guys, check out no, it was like, guys, don't be late.
Yeah.
It's date night. So there's a bit of content we put out. This is what, and these things, you know, because I guess we're good at what we do, these moments can also just present themselves very quickly on some almost random, but I don't believe it's random.
Yeah.
Because it's stuff that's been cooking, and then the microwave goes cling, and it's like, all right, let's go. This is the content. So it was like a still, or not a still, it was a short clip from the music video showing my leading lady sitting there on her phone, impatient. Then the caption says, he's only late because he's watching MTV Base at a certain time, because that's when the video is playing. Again, now we're speaking in our ASMR language, but we've created a moment there. Now people are like, oh shit, cool. That's better than, hey guys, music videos on MTV Base. So we've kind of also
check it out.
Yeah, just a bit of copywriting here and there. So yeah, it's just about making sure that Friday is ripe. And there's so many great sexual analogies.
You're priming it for this.
Exactly.
Priming it.
You know what I mean? So like I like to say, man, like, cover art is important. I mean, foreplay is important. So is cover art. Rollouts are important. Like foreplay is, the journey, and the release day is that ultimate orgasm, that everybody wants.
Alala.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I really like this episode because we sort of touched on independence before, like with this journey with TuneCore, but I feel like no shade, but today it was like holistic, like the whole journey of like independence, like all the touch points, and we got it from somebody who's really like
who's
doing it independently, who's just not like releasing and realizing that when you say you are independent, it means you're doing what the label does independently.
Exactly.
You feel me?
You're not waiting for the label to
You're
not on side.
You're not on side.
Not waiting.
Yeah. So beautiful, man. Beautiful moments. TCTS 30, man.
Look at Kreti, man. All about his business.
I love that for you. I love it for you. The lion is a roar.
Promo code.
Yeah, promo code, yeah, man. So, yeah, man.
Ronnie.
Gentlemen.
I know we can go on forever.
Yes, we can.
What you trying to tell us, man? What you trying to plug, man?
Yeah, I mean, I guess what's been in my car, first and foremost, like in this journey, like the Black Album. That's been what's like been preparing me for a lot of the meetings, as far as like the entrepreneurial bars on the Black Album. When I know I'm going to a meeting and I need to get my head right, I know which album I want to put on. So I just wanted to drop that as
Jay-Z.
Yeah, that particular album for me. Like,
Please argue after.
Yeah, no,
this was mine. The marketing plan was me.
And I go shut up a bunch of times.
I guess
it's got touches of it,
I guess the last song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my first song.
You treat everything like it's your first project. Stay hungry.
Yeah, but it's still that's more artist talk though.
Yeah,
it's artist talk. I don't know where's the business talk.
I think
he could be just picking it up and
but it sets me up like where I'm going. Say shit with my chest.
Yeah, it could be more about the hyping up.
But I mean, I guess as far as what we're working on a lot of things. Yeah, man.
Change clothes for the meeting and then
the meeting.
I mean, think about it. Think about it.
And
Chapter 3 ends with ASMR.
When you're done with the meeting, what more can I say?
There we go.
Yeah.
What can I say?
And like, if you look at the journey, like something MK said to me when he first heard the project, he was like going on some, the reflective and the introspection in Pretty Stars into, whiteboards being, and then established. And then, it's always dope when a day ends with an orgasm.
Bust a nut.
And I love that. Shout out.
Get your heart broken, hustle up, then bust a nut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, sorry, in conclusion.
Is that what you continue on?
No, this is, okay, I'm going to include like as far as what people can look out for. We're putting the album together, like cohesively. We're already like on new music, but behind the scenes, because we're still in Spijonget now, and we need to honor that time. Those from 2018 to now, this is what we've been building up to. We're going to honor it for the rest of the year because there's so many moments we can create. There's a live version we're in working on as well with like the band. Toro, Shinoa, amongst the people I know. Oh, did I say Shinoa? I meant Crunchy Sweater. My bad. But what I'm trying to say is that, there's so many things that we're trying to do off of the project as well. We're going to be more intentional with international as well. You know, just like the different relationships we've fostered there in Berlin, in Paris, in the US. Now we're kind of wanting to be more intentional. We're ready for them, you know, and then, just more, just like briefs, more like breaking new ground, trying to solve our own modern day musician problems, and trying to make this career sustainable and for it to make sense. Let's go.
More than anything, I just love the language.
Love the language. Love the TCTS. Love it.
I love it. I love everything.
Sorry, I thought it. Documentary.
Yeah.
Oh, documentary.
Before the homie did it. Like I've been pulling out my phone every time I was making music from 2018 for Spijonget. So now I've got that footage, but you know, outside of just making it a music
And you're
documentary.
nice on the phonography.
Yeah.
Because I see what you did for ATPIK.
Yeah. Oh, that was I can't remember which. I think iPhone 11.
Yeah. That was fly. You couldn't tell it was off iPhone 11.
No,
It was
I'm
fly.
grateful. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, so we've just got like the docu that we're working on, we're writing, but it's again not just speaking to ByLwansta's creative process, but more the narrative that is Spijonget, which is fuck it, just do it. So we've broken it down to thinking, right? Where we now go in, unpack thinking, creative thinking, then we go into overthinking. And then unpack that, like everything in the mind, the creative process for everyone. Again, the context is Spijonget. And after we get past overthinking, Spijonget. Fuck it, just do it. So it's more focused on that than just, hey, this is my life.
The process.
You know what I mean? The end.
I know.
Yeah,
I think that's a great place to end it.
I see why you don't have time for me now. I get it now. I get
beautiful.
it.
I'm sorry.
I get it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, that promo code, guys, when you uploading on TuneCore, if you're doing it for the first
TCTS30.
time, TCTS30.
Yeah.
Make sure you put that in and you get a nice Hangana discount. Shout out to TuneCore. And make sure you stream that Spijonget Chapter 3. It's out on all digital platforms. It's a vibe.
Shout out to Mom. Come on, man. She makes me laugh all the time. Shout out to my moms.
All right, peace. Thank you, ByLwansta. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.